There's a question, gentlemen, that echoes quietly in private corners of the internet, shows up in late-night search histories, and slips into hushed conversations between men. A question that carries with it myths, fears, and far too much misinformation. The question is this: what really happens to your body, specifically your prostate, if you masturbate every single day? For years, whispers and online forums have suggested it's dangerous. Some claim it causes damage, others warn it creates inflammation, and the darkest rumors even suggest it could trigger prostate cancer. It's no wonder so many men carry anxiety about this subject. The fear-mongering is powerful, and unfortunately, it's kept many men from understanding the truth. But let me reassure you, the actual science tells a very different story, and the truth, what really happens inside your body, may shock you, because it is almost certainly not what you have been led to believe. In fact, once you hear the research, you may feel a wave of relief. So I want you to stay with me, because the details matter here. And when we finish, you'll understand why daily release may not be your enemy at all. It may actually be one of your body's quiet protectors. To truly grasp this, we first need to talk about the star of this story, the prostate gland itself. What exactly is the prostate? Put simply, it is a small walnut-sized gland that sits just below the bladder and in front of the rectum. It belongs to your reproductive system, and its main job is to produce the nourishing fluid that mixes with sperm to create semen. But while it may be small, the prostate has an outsized influence on a man's health, especially as he grows older. Because it plays such an essential role, it also becomes a source of great anxiety. You've likely heard the myths that frequent masturbation wears out the prostate, that it increases the risk of chronic inflammation, what doctors call prostatitis, or even that it could raise your risk of prostate cancer, the single most feared disease for many men, and one of the most common cancers in the world. These fears are understandable. When you know how common prostate cancer is, anything that might affect your risk feels frightening. And for decades, these old warnings went unchallenged. They were repeated in locker rooms, passed along in whispered advice, or disguised as moral lessons pretending to be medical truth. But eventually, science stepped in. Researchers at one of the most respected universities in the world decided it was time to stop guessing. They wanted to test the myths, not repeat them. And so they launched one of the largest, longest studies ever conducted on men's health and sexual habits. What they discovered didn't just challenge the old fears, it completely overturned them. It rewrote the entire conversation about masturbation and prostate health forever. So, what did they find? What is the shocking secret the science uncovered? The landmark study I'm speaking of comes from Harvard University, specifically the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. And this was no casual survey. This was a 2-decade-long scientific project following nearly 32,000 men. Researchers meticulously tracked their lifestyles, their habits, and their health outcomes. And one of the key data points they examined was this: ejaculation frequency. When they analyzed the numbers, the results were astonishing. They didn't just suggest that frequent ejaculation was harmless, they revealed that it could actually protect the prostate. Let me say this clearly. The men who ejaculated more often had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer, and the numbers were precise. Men who ejaculated 21 or more times per month had up to a 33% lower risk of prostate cancer compared to men who ejaculated only 4 to 7 times per month. Think about that for a moment. The very act that men were told could damage them was actually linked to protection. Instead of being harmful, regular release appeared to give the prostate a cleansing benefit that reduced long-term risk, and this wasn't a fluke. These results have been backed up by other research, including a major Australian study that found almost identical outcomes. Now, of course, the question becomes, why? How can something so ordinary, so natural, have such a profound impact on one of the most important glands in the male body? Scientists have developed several strong theories, and when you hear them, they will make complete sense. The first and most widely accepted explanation is called the prostate stagnation hypothesis. I want you to imagine, gentlemen, that your prostate is like a system of tiny pipes and storage chambers. Every time semen is produced, some of it lingers inside these ducts. Now, if release is rare, those old secretions sit there longer than they should. Over time, stagnant fluid can irritate the tissue, encourage low-level inflammation, and potentially allow harmful substances, sometimes even carcinogens, to accumulate. But when you ejaculate regularly, you flush those ducts clean. Think of it as a natural cleansing mechanism. Old fluid is cleared out, fresh fluid is produced, and the prostate stays healthier. Just like running clean water through a pipe keeps it from clogging, frequent release helps keep the prostate from becoming a stagnant pool. The second explanation revolves around cellular health and turnover. Every cell in your body, including those in your prostate, eventually needs to divide and be replaced. And every time a cell divides, there is a tiny risk of error, a genetic mutation, that could, in the wrong circumstances, lead to cancer. The theory here is that regular ejaculation encourages a more efficient cycle of cell renewal. By prompting the prostate to replace older, potentially damaged cells more often, you reduce the chance of mutations taking root and growing into something dangerous. In essence, you are keeping the prostate younger on a cellular level. The third theory is tied to stress and inflammation. Modern science has shown us that chronic inflammation is one of the key drivers of many diseases, including cancer. Now, masturbation and orgasm are closely linked to the reduction of stress. When you release, your body's tension decreases, your stress hormones drop, and your nervous system shifts into a calmer state. By lowering psychological stress, you're also lowering systemic inflammation throughout your body, including in your prostate. Less stress means less inflammation, and less inflammation means a healthier environment where cancer cells are less likely to thrive. So, when you put all of these together, the picture becomes clear. Regular ejaculation, whether with a partner or through masturbation, isn't something to fear. It's a natural tool your body uses to maintain prostate health. It cleans out the ducts, encourages healthy cellular turnover, and helps calm the inflammatory response. It's a powerful trio of protective effects, but I know for many of you watching, your concern isn't only about preventing prostate cancer years from now. Many of you are dealing with frustrating symptoms today, waking up multiple times a night to urinate, feeling like your bladder never fully empties, or struggling with a weak urine stream that makes daily life more difficult. If that sounds familiar, let's pause for a moment. There's a fascinating new presentation I want to share with you. It reveals a natural spring water-based remedy, adapted from an ancient Asian practice, that targets what researchers are calling a hidden prostate clog. This unique juice blend is designed to bring fast relief to those very symptoms. If you'd like to watch it, simply scan the QR code on your screen or click the direct link I've placed in the top pinned comment below. Open it in a new tab, take a look, and then come right back, because we still have more to discuss about the bigger picture of prostate health. Now, let's return to the science, because while these studies are remarkable, I want to be very clear. Daily ejaculation is not a magic bullet. It is one piece of the larger puzzle. The Harvard research showed a strong correlation, not a simple cause and effect guarantee. So let's be responsible here, gentlemen, and look at the bigger picture. Daily ejaculation is powerful, yes, but it's not a golden ticket to prostate health all on its own. The Harvard study showed correlation, not a one-to-one cause. That means frequent release appears to lower risk, but there are likely other factors working alongside it. For example, men who report higher ejaculation frequency might also be the kind of men who eat better, exercise more, or maintain healthier lifestyles in general. Those habits all contribute to a stronger body and lower cancer risk. So while frequent release is a tool, it is not the only one you need. Think of it as one instrument in a full orchestra of prostate health. So what are the other tools? Let's break them down. First, diet. What you put on your plate every day can either fuel inflammation or fight it. Diets rich in fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats consistently show better prostate outcomes. Lycopene, a powerful antioxidant found in tomatoes, watermelon, and even pink grapefruit, has been shown to support prostate health and lower cancer risk. Green tea, with its natural compounds called catechins, has anti-inflammatory benefits as well. And don't forget omega-3 fatty acids from fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These help keep your blood vessels supple, your hormones balanced, and your prostate nourished. Second, exercise. Physical activity is one of the most underrated weapons against prostate disease. Why? Because it keeps your weight in check. Obesity is directly linked to more aggressive forms of prostate cancer, and fat tissue itself can interfere with testosterone balance. Even 30 minutes of brisk walking most days can make a world of difference. Strong circulation, leaner weight, and better hormone function all come together when you move your body regularly. Third, avoid toxins. Smoking and excessive alcohol both increase the risk of multiple cancers, not just prostate cancer. They damage blood vessels, weaken immune defenses, and accelerate aging. If you want your prostate to stay strong, cutting down, or better yet, cutting out, these toxins is one of the most impactful steps you can take. And finally, be proactive with medical care. No amount of healthy food, exercise, or even frequent ejaculation replaces the need for regular checkups. Especially for men over 40 or 50, or those with a family history of prostate cancer, screenings like the PSA blood test and digital rectal exams are critical. Catching prostate changes early is the single most effective way to protect your health long term. So let's circle back to the original question we started with. What does daily masturbation really do to your prostate? The shocking science-backed truth is that far from being harmful, it may actually be one of the simplest and most natural habits to support prostate health over the long run. It is not a cure-all. It is not a replacement for diet, exercise, or medical care. But as part of a bigger plan, it may help cleanse your prostate, reduce inflammation, and promote healthier cellular turnover, all of which lower your risk of serious disease. So the next time you hear someone whispering old myths that masturbation is dangerous, I want you to remember the science. A healthy sex life, including masturbation, is not your enemy, it is your ally. Gentlemen, if you found this video valuable, I encourage you to hit that like button. It truly helps us spread these life-changing truths. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another science-backed lesson for men's health. And now, I want to hear from you. What other men's health myths have you heard? Myths that keep you anxious, confused, or second-guessing yourself. Share them in the comments below, and I will uncover the real science for you in a future video. Stay healthy, stay curious, and never stop believing in your body's ability to restore and renew itself.